I don't want to think too hard on this one.
No, thinking is hard. We need people to tell us what to do.
Yes, we don't think too. Oh, wait, we're started. Speaking of not thinking too hard, thank you. Welcome back to Twin Turtle. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And we're talking about how to not think, or at least not think too hard.
No. Thinking is hard work. I would rather just have someone tell me what to think because it just makes life so much easier.
There's a political party for you that's looking just for that mindset.
Really?
Let me introduce you to Fox News, OAN Newsmax, and the Republican Party.
Does this party really not like immigrants, legal or illegal?
No, they're brown. They're bad.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Know,
what about women's rights? Can I suppress those?
Rights, schmites. Get them back in the kitchen where they belong.
Wow, this really is a great party.
Jeez, yeah.
It reminds me of
go back to the 50s. We just haven't decided which century.
Man, a party like that would make America great, wouldn't it?
I mean, certainly again. That's kind of the scary part, right? It's like we want to take away all these people's rights and oppress a bunch of people like we did in the good old days. I mean, what an uplifting message that is.
Oh, my God.
And in order for you to take control of the land, you have to have compliant peasants doing your every want and whim, because they don't want to be part of the oppressed class.
Yes.
And that's the segue into this reading.
So this is the third video we've recorded today. It's Saturday, February 15th. It's now 1:30 in the afternoon.
Pacific time.
And the first two readings we did today, the first one was, I completely forget what we did on the first one.
We did the audit, Elon's audit, that Elon did, and now the auditors are actually looking to see what Elon did.
Yes.
You'll appreciate this when I put a giant Inspector Clouseau with a magnifying glass. I think I went the cartoon version rather than the Peter Sellers version, but it could be either one.
And then the second was the document retention. These readings have all kind of dovetailed onto each other. And while we were doing the document retention, it kind of implied that one of the things that may come from this is the computer team, or hacker squad, if you will, that Elon is employing may have had something to do with what was going on in the 2024 election.
Yeah.
And that may come to light. Now, this is a little more conspiratorial than what we are normally comfortable with. But you know what? The cards...
In other words, we're making stuff up as we go along.
The cards seem to indicate there may be something there, so we're just going to go and look and see what's out there with this.
Now, if you want kind of like a justification, don't go after these poor 20-year-olds. Look, Elon grabbed a group of like 5 or 6 young guys. Why them over anybody else?
Yep.
He wouldn't just pick them like you, and you, like you're picking a kickball team and you don't know. You're going to pick the guys that are the most talented, that will do what you tell them to do, either because you hold something over them or they hold you in such high regard that they don't question what you want to do, even if it's breaking the freaking law.
Yeah.
And
clearly, these guys are ethically okay with storming a government agency without proper authorization, hacking into their information system, and digging around. I mean, there's a certain lack of moral code that comes along with someone that's willing to just jump into this.
Or certainly they're like, or they could be like Elon Musk's super fanboys that just trust this guy and knows that he has their back or something like that, or he would never lead them astray. But regardless, this is a group of young men that are probably very smart, very good at what they do, and they are firmly in Elon's camp and under his control.
Yep.
You wouldn't want people that question you doing this.
Right. They're kind of like the modern version of the SS or Gestapo, right?
Brown shirts, yeah.
It's just, they're not going to question the orders. This is what we're going to do. Let's go in there and do it. Yeah. And, I guess at the end of the day, if they did anything super illegal that would get him in trouble, Trump's Justice Department would just give him a pardon, or the Justice Department just wouldn't investigate him.
Right.
Maybe they could run for mayor of New York City after this.
Oh, jeez.
Think about having someone in your back pocket.
Yeah.
God. How'd that reading go?
No corruption there.
How did that reading go for you?
Not well. Nobody was interested.
Okay. Well, sorry about that.
So, generally speaking, what the district attorney who inherited that case basically said, you're doing this as a quid pro quo so that you'll get Eric Adams' support to help you with ICE with immigration in New York. Yep. And that's pretty much exactly what my reading came up with. She just put it out there. It's exactly why you're doing it, and she's 100% right. Yeah,
how many people have resigned because they all agree that that's exactly
and about 4 or 5 either directors or assistant directors all resigned too, because they knew that this was they got this guy nailed dead to rights, and rather than turn a blind eye to it, they'd rather not work at that place and have their careers be sullied with this information. But back to Elon's irregulars there. Why don't you start us off?
Why don't we start with the reading? So Elon's hacker team, the question was, were they responsible for the election hack? So let's take a look. Were these the same guys that helped Elon Musk and Donald Trump result in a favorable election outcome for Donald?
Yeah, and they could be anything from helping rewrite that code to implementing the installation of that code to other things, or even to hide that code.
Okay, so the foundation of the reading is the Knight of Wands, taking action, moving your action forward. You gave us orders. We're going to go out there and make sure it gets done. Charge.
Yep.
It's not, and this is actually the right card, because if it was the Knight of Swords, they would do it with reckless abandon. They didn't do it with reckless abandon. They were very careful and very thoughtful with their approach. They thought this thing through. The challenge is the heartbreak and betrayal. It's
it's not looking good for them, is it?
No, it really truly isn't. And for those of you who say I'm biased, I'm sorry. These are the cards. I didn't stack the deck. Sorry. But the challenge is the 3 of Swords, betrayal. What they did was a betrayal to the democratic process and the United States.
Just pause you for a second, though.
Sure.
Just as a public service announcement for the folks for the MAGA folks that accidentally stumbled into this broadcast, this is not a very MAGA-friendly, Trump-friendly broadcast. You are not required to watch it. You can just shoo away. If you want, there are tarot readers out there that will look at this and tell you what patriots these folks are. And if that's what you want to hear, go find them out. You're probably not going to hear it here. Back to your regularly scheduled bias reading.
Okay. Underneath, the energy underneath is the Chariot. Just everything was moving forward. They made steady progress to make sure that their guy was victorious. Feel free to jump in if you feel.
Just read.
A hit there. In the past, the 4 of Cups, they weren't happy with with how the election was going, quite frankly.
Not in 2020, so you got 4 years to make it better.
Oh, that's a good point, because I was just going more for July was a great month for the Republicans, and all of a sudden all their momentum died when Kamala Harris got the nomination, or kind of rose to the top, and they realized that, oh shit, we're in trouble. We need to come up with a solution for this.
When did Elon Musk join them? I got to remember when Elon Musk got involved. It was after the shooting.
It was after
and after Kamala Harris came. Yeah, Elon got involved as soon as he realized that Trump was in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in August. Current energy is the Three of Pentacles. Hey, working together. Maybe it's because we get paid a lot of money. It could be because we really think Elon is the man, and we
The
support
Three of Coins is also a card of conspiracy.
the conspiracy card
And
too.
a conspiracy is just an agreement between a couple of people on something that's illegal.
Yeah, to do something not legal. Exactly.
Behind the
And
scenes.
certainly supports the Three of Swords. Oh boy.
Yeah. This is not for good intents.
Yeah, the overarching energy is the Devil card. Yeah, no, they've got their agenda, and they have absolutely chained themselves to this agenda. This, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, the hackers, they're all in support of this. They can set themselves free. Those chains are not on tight.
Oh yeah.
But, I'm sure Elon picked guys that were pretty loyal, and they may be totally okay with this. Once again, their ethics are probably as fluid as J.D. Vance's political convictions, right? They're going to go roll with the punches on that. Go where the wind is flowing.
I was about to ask, I hope you get the Six of Cups here, but you got the Six of Coins, which is interesting.
Six of Coins. The lesson to be learned, those little things, Trump, I'm sure Musk is paying them and giving them, it might be a combination of money, an opportunity to advance in the company, just to spend time with me. But the real big things of value are out there. Where do I want to go with this?
They better hope the next card's not the Five of Coins.
The lesson to be learned is they basically sold themselves. They sold out democracy for this.
Yep. All right, let's see the Chariot card. Pull out the Chariot card.
Could you the Chariot card's underneath.
There it is.
There it is.
I'm glad you managed to rifle through your deck when nobody was looking to put that card in. I do appreciate it.
You paused it so I could go out there and pull it out. Outcome is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, they just, oligarchs.
That's the card they didn't want to see.
Yeah, the oligarchs got everything they wanted.
We don't need you guys anymore.
Well, right now they still need them, but when they don't, they could be out in the cold. Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if the scales of justice start to come into play there. If one of them turns, this whole thing collapses.
Exactly.
If you could pull a Tower card, that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's right now it doesn't seem likely because you've got a Trump-appointed attorney general who, again, authorized the dropping of the case against Eric Adams, the New York Democratic mayor, who's very guilty of. They've got all sorts of evidence, including him giving orders to destroy evidence, and that he destroyed himself. And they said they can prove it, and they dropped the case against him. So how can we ever trust her to actually do her job if there was election interference?
So I just wanted to clarify on what that Six of Pentacles was. And so I drew the Four of Swords and the Hermit. So the Four of Swords is sitting back and contemplating about your actions. And there's that Hermit. This is the card that keeps coming up about that audit, that the auditors are going to be going down the path and they're going to shine a light on what's happened.
Yeah. The thing that would turn these young men would literally be the threat of incarceration. This is this is a really serious crime, and it's a felony, and the mandatory minimum prison time would be like 3.5 years in prison, up to 8 years in prison, or something along. You'd have to put the fear of God into them, and one of them's going to have to realize that they don't want to be the prison bicycle.
Yeah, it could be one of them has a change of heart. They thought about this. They think, maybe this isn't. Maybe they get disillusioned, or they have a second thought. It could be, someone twisting their arm. It could be just their conscience getting the better of them finally.
or family members start talking sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, looking at those cards, this is a group of people that have been up to shenanigans before, and I would look at that as like, yeah, they were they probably played a part in the implementation of election shenanigans. Now, here's the question: because of this audit, will they be found out? And if they're, will this audit expose? Will they be exposed for their roles in either through this audit or through other things? Will their roles be exposed? Now, this could be 4 years from now, because then you at least have a compliant. If the Democrats take power, you could have a compliant attorney general. But I'm not holding my breath with Miss Bondi, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully,
and we're right back to your 6 of coins here. It's a pittance. This is not a great card. I was talking about 6 of cups with Gary. To me, this is like, we can reduce your sentence if you accept a plea. This is like a plea deal card. They may be offered a plea deal, but you know what it is? The best deal goes to the person who goes first.
Yep.
So if they actually get these guys to accept a plea deal, then whoever's first gets the best deal. Underneath it is the emperor.
Trump's pardon.
Yeah. Are we looking in the future? Or we're looking in the present here. Let me finish throwing cards here. Page of Wands. We have young people that have taken actions. We got the King of Cups. This is adults looking at them. There's your 6 of Cups card. They were naive and stupid. This is like family members coming in saying, for God's sake, what are you doing? You naive fool. What were you thinking? Let's just assume it's not Project. It could be folks influenced by Project 2025, but I think they did this for the ideological reasons for Trump or for Musk. Yeah, this was done out of ideology, but I think what's happening now is here's the plea deal. You guys did what you did. The judge is not going to be real happy with what you did. Family reaching out, father saying, son, what were you thinking? You naive fool. And mom saying, I don't want my baby going to prison, type of thing. Flip. Oh, there's so much disappointment here. Shame. Will they actually flip? There's the bus. Yeah, somebody's going to flip. Somebody's going to throw some other folks under the bus, and they're going to talk about why they did what they did. It's going to, so some are going to turn, I think some will turn state's evidence. They're going to flip and throw, 3 major arcana, by the way, here.
Yeah, I'm just going to point that out to you.
They're going to throw somebody under the bus. They're going to take that plea deal and explain the conspiracy, how it happened, and their roles in it. It's going to bolster the case thing. This may not, again, this might be something that's 4 years in the future. This may not be something that, not 4 years in the future. This is something that's going to rely on a Justice Department that's doing their job. And I don't know if that's going to happen until the next election or not. It could happen sooner if there was somehow a change of leadership to a group that follows the law of the land and such. It doesn't even have to be Democrats. It could be a Republican that, let's throwing it out there. If Liz Cheney, for some reason, just to throw a name out there, was suddenly the president of the United States, she's got no qualms going after Donald Trump and MAGA. Yeah. And Elon Musk. She's got no loyalties to them. She'd go after them in a New York minute. If it was J.D. Vance, no, that ain't going to happen. Unless he was doing it to protect his own butt. But that to me, that's not going to happen.
No, yeah, I just can't see that. But
he's too much of a smarmy yes man.
Yeah. entertainment purposes only, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
this is kind of a little bit out there for what you and I typically read.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Grain of
what
salt.
happens.
Grain of salt. But yeah, I think this again. This is not going to be something that really happens or gets exposed until after the party that's currently in power is no longer in power.
Yeah, because you got to figure if this comes out in the audit finding, well, I guess Congress would publish the audit finding because it's not an executive, it's not a Justice Department. I don't think it's part of the Justice Department. It would be who controls the publication of the audit findings, because that could unravel everything right there. But you would need to see some bone growth in Congress for that to happen.
Yeah, I could certainly see Trump and Elon throwing these young men under the bus. Oh well, they're the ones who did that. They don't exactly. They're not exactly the leaders who take ownership and lead from the front.
No, accountability.
They are the type that give you the push from behind. Forward, soldier. No, I'm right behind you. Block those bullets for me.
I can just do a quick little four-carder if it's the audit findings that expose all of this. Okay, there's that Ace of Pentacles. I think I got that the last time I did a four-carder, right?
I think you did too.
Yeah, the new information is out there. It brings an end to this end of this cycle. They can't hurt you anymore. There's no more damage that can be done. There's been all sorts of battles going on leading up to the final battle.
Oh God.
You got the Nine of Pentacles. It's for the benefit of everybody. And underneath it is the legacy card. This could be for the this could be Kamala Harris. This was our Kamala Harris card all the way through the election, and the legacy card. Underneath it is just the end of the cycle, the end of this legacy that we're seeing. That's really interesting.
It could also be one of those things like, hey, you know what? You don't have to take our offer. But if you don't, court case is going to be coming eventually. And it's going to cost you and your family a lot of money. And you can end it now, or you can just keep looking over your shoulder because somebody's going to come knocking on your door. And you don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah, it's that legacy card is whose legacy's coming to an end.
Yeah, who's going to pay for this? You think Elon's going to continue paying for you? He's on a rocket ship to Mars.
Yeah, I'll you know what? If he does a GoFundMe to send him to Mars, I will donate. Okay, so maybe the audit finding that is what breaks this whole thing open.
Yeah, it probably starts a process. Again, I just don't. I have a hard time in my logical mind getting out of the spiritual brain fog and the logical mind. And this is only purely for the timing aspect and to set the expectation for the timing aspect. On a big picture, it looks like this will be exposed and they will be shown to have played a role in it. The reasonable logical side says it cannot happen until you have people in power and authority that want to expose that and hold those accountable for their actions. That would not be this current administration, nor would it be a J.D. Vance-led administration. Heck, I'm not even sure the current Republicans in the Senate would want to lead an investigation into this.
Yeah, especially all the ones that just won.
Yeah, because they're not. Even though the Senate's a more deliberative body, and you'd like to think that they would be more willing to uphold the Constitution, they haven't shown a collective spine the first time Trump went around. And even though there's all this argument that Trump's a lame duck president and they can stand up to him, yeah, they're kind of standing up to him, but they're also approving all of his candidate choices, all his cabinet choices, and some of them are bad to worse. In my readings, I saw Hegseth getting in, and I saw that it looked like the votes were going to be really close on Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, even with the Hegseth. But I thought all three would get in, and I think I apologize for that. But that's just kind of what the cards were showing, and what my feeling was. I have to read again on Kash Patel to see if he's going to get it. And that guy's, he is. If I had to choose one beyond Matt Gaetz, that would be the one I really would not want in there. Tulsi Gabbard didn't excite me. I'm willing to tolerate RFK and Hegseth because hopefully folks won't listen to them anyways. But Kash Patel I absolutely do not want him in charge of the FBI.
Yeah.
And I really hope, even though he got out of the committee, the Judicial Committee, I think it was, that approved him, I really hope that the Senate does not confirm him. And more stories are coming out that he's not revealing millions of dollars in business dealings that he was supposed to reveal. How can you trust somebody with your lead investigation agency who's not even being upfront with you with his own finances?
Yeah.
I mean, these should be disqualifying red flags in any other time.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like he's ready for the Supreme Court justice slot.
We'll see. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yes, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We put out a new video every day at midnight, and leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many, and we acknowledge people that leave comments.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out real well. I mean, I think we've lost half of our subscribers after acknowledging that.
Okay, so from Brazil, Pam Dancer.
And how do you know she's from Brazil?
Because she says she's from Brazil.
Oh, so you believe everything?
Or at least she lives in Brazil. So
okay, I can buy into that. And Pam Dancer, she's go to Brazil for that financial opportunities that dancing as a Brazilian dancer will get her.
Perhaps she did.
We're going to build her up a little bit. We're going to make a fantasy world out of this one.
Linda Esmond
walks around with her little fruit hat.
Oh my God, Carmen Miranda.
Exactly style.
Yeah, we got Linda Esmond.
Linda Esmond.
Why?
She's ready to go to Brazil to hang out.
Hang out with Pam Dancer. Frances Fair.
Is she though?
She is.
Maybe it's a he. Let's see. The Best of America. Put some clothes on.
Oh my goodness.
She's our favorite swinging hot tubber.
Nice. Terry Heinrich. Hi, Terry.
The person you want around when you start choking on some food.
What do you got there? Ooh,
Woman of action. And a cat lover. Why don't you pull up one of your cats?
That's the closest you're going to get to one of my cats today.
Might have abandoned ship too.
And we're gonna wrap it up with Karen McCurdy.
Karen McCurdy.
Ooh, she's got the legacy and
she's got the monies.
That's right. Thank you so much, folks. I really appreciate all of you that leave comments. You guys are just really great at supporting the channel. David, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And have a good week, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.